So Chelsea Handler makes a video about how happy she is being childless, and it also is a comedy skit, which causes the right wing to melt down, especially people like Matt Walsh, Don Jr., Tucker Carlson, um, Ben Shapiro, and then she makes a response to them, calling them the receding hairline board members, and that triggers Matt Walsh again because Matt Walsh hates when women are happy, uh, not having kids. So let's listen to his video.
You know, it's normally my policy to not talk about Chelsea Handler at all. That's an easy rule to abide by, given that she rarely does or says anything worth talking about. But this week, after her Daily Show episode, which very unpersuasive.
She never does anything worth talking about, but yet here you are talking about her again because she's happy that she doesn't have kids.
Touted the wonders of childlessness. I was forced to violate that policy. And now today, in a truly unprecedented moment in the history of the show, I will violate it for the second time in a week. After some of us in conservative media critiqued her pitch for the childless lifestyle, Handler has now fired back with another video. And her rebuttal, of course, does not actually address any of the points that we made. Instead, she just lobs
points? You don't have any points on as to why women are happy or can only be happy when they have kids, and like what's the problem of like people not having kids. It's just your own personal issue and your idea that women can only be happy if they have kids, which is a pretty screwed up mindset to have, because that's saying that nothing in life can make a lady happy besides having kids.
Insults. But that's not what I find objectionable. Okay, I'm not above lobbing an insult or two myself on occasion, as we just covered. My real problem is that the insults are, as we've come to expect from Ms. Handler, witless and unimaginative and boring.
Oh, you upset that she pointed out your receding hairline. Oh.
Let's watch.
Hey everyone! I woke up this morning, well, more like this afternoon, and noticed that there was an emergency meeting of the Receding Hairline Society to discuss a comedy video I filmed about not wanting kids. Wow. Why would I even need my own children when I get to hear these crybabies all the time? I mean, I can't believe that bearded version of Tucker Carlson thinks I would take half a bottle of Xanax. I take way more than that, you silly goose. Look, I don't want to debate whether or not I'm a girl boss, although I did just look at my bank account and think, that's pretty girl boss. And then I thought about the 10 plus different people I've been able to put through college. And then I remembered my 6 New York Times best-selling books. Or was it 5? Oh, no, it was 6. And then I remember my recent stand-up special that was just released on Netflix called Revolution. And I thought, yeah, you are a girl boss. You guys seem so triggered by me. I mean, my goodness, Tucker. I think it is time for you to ask yourself a serious question. Are you really upset about how much freedom I have? Or are you upset that you haven't been able to take it away from me yet? Oh, and quick shout out to Ben Shapiro. Thank you for helping my cause of not having children. Who needs the birth control pill when your voice is 100% effective? I don't need a husband, Ben, because I'm in a relationship with myself. And at least in my relationship, someone can get a woman to. And by all means, Tucker, if you want to respond to my triggers, I will be happy to keep putting out videos as long as you want. I think we both know that you are hate masturbating to me. And I'm down with that.
Okay.
Oh yeah, the right wing, they're hate watching Chelsea Handler, and they honestly love it. I just find it funny how he's so upset over Chelsea Handler not having kids. It's like, I don't know, it just makes me happy to see him this upset. She's doing well in her life, and people on the right cannot handle that.
Okay. Let's review a few things here, Chelsea. First of all, nobody is saying that you shouldn't have the freedom to be childless. It's not about freedom. I mean, not exactly. I mean, you did kill your 3 children in order to achieve your childless status, and I don't think that you should have had the freedom to do that.
Wait, killed somebody? He's claiming she killed her 3 kids? Wow, that, what? Oh, he may mean an abortion, but that's not killing kids. That's nowhere even the same. And it's not like right-wingers have issues with kids dying. That's why they love guns so much and have no issue with mass murders that go on.
But nobody's saying that women should be forced to conceive children. If you want to be a lonely spinster, that is your prerogative.
Right, except the right wing passing bills preventing abortion, making women have to have kids, even in the event of like rape and stuff. Uh, People are being forced to have kids. Even teens are being forced to have kids. So let's not pretend that the right wing isn't into forced births.
We're simply offering our opinion about statements you made and opinions you expressed on national television in front of a live studio audience. And it was not just a comedy video. It was, in fact, a 10-minute rant about being childless, a rant which contained nothing that anyone with a sense of humor could recognize as comedy. But
Well, she is definitely a lot funnier than you, Matt Walsh. That's why she has stand-up specials and stuff. What do you have? Nothing but your sad, pathetic hate watching of Chelsea Handler.
comedy or not, you brought up the subject. You submitted your private life for public consideration, and we took it into consideration. We did exactly what you wanted us to do. You wanted us to think about and talk about you. It's just that you also wanted to control what we think and say, and that's where it all breaks down. You see, it doesn't work that way, Chelsea. You can make yourself the center of attention, but you cannot exercise control over the manner of the attention you receive.
That's funny. Coming again from a right-winger who's all about controlling what people think, because the right wing is all about banning books and various topics, especially if it comes to quote-unquote CRT, or the teaching of, like, American history and that, like, America was founded upon slavery and that kind of stuff.
So you can stand on the rooftops and shout, "Look at my lifestyle, isn't it great?" But you can't force us to answer yes to that question. As we're all aware, the left is giving up common sense and has crazy ideologies. This Lent, we're going to combat that with a solid foundation in second, single day leading routine and reminders and how a world-class way to work with values about you, even after you did everything in your power to get us to talk about you, consists of insulting the looks of your critics and making crass comments about their sex lives and so on. I wasn't surprised by this because it is the standard left-wing feminist response to literally all criticism. And since you...
I love it how right-wingers insult people constantly, and then when they're insulted, they pretend that they've always taken the high road and never insulted people based upon their looks and stuff. Matt Walsh made a previous video where he says that he talks about Sam Smith and the types of insult that he would make about them, and it's like, yeah, dude, you insult people all the time.
You included me in the receding hair committee. I'm a ranking member, I might add. Let me try to explain something to you. It's just important. It's a tip you can take with you, for the rest of your life. I'm a married man in my late 30s with 6 kids. Ben is a married man with kids. So are Jesse Kelly and Tucker Carlson. You aren't going to hurt us by telling us that we're unattractive. And the reason is simply that we don't need you to find us attractive. As men, see, we're all about utility and efficiency and practicality, which means that we're secure in the knowledge that we each only needed to find one woman who, for whatever inexplicable reason, found us physically appealing. And we did. So we...
Yeah, he doesn't even know why his wife finds him attractive. It's probably less attractiveness and more that, he has some money on him. And she has some probably stupid religious belief about, kids and stuff. So since they have kids, she's sticking with them.
You won the game. The opinion of other women, especially a woman like yourself, is rendered totally irrelevant. Now,
Right, it's rendered totally irrelevant, which is why you're making, what, an 8-minute response to her talking about your hairline and how attractive you are? Pretty hilarious. You're obviously triggered by her opinions.
on the other hand, if you are, say, a single 47-year-old woman who looks and sounds like a 65-year-old lifelong smoker, then glaring physical deficiencies can potentially become a real problem.
Wow, 65-year-old smoker? She doesn't even sound like that. You definitely haven't heard people that are lifelong smokers talk.
See, Chelsea, none of the people involved in this dispute, neither the men you named nor you yourself, would qualify as physically beautiful. But only one of us is alone with our mediocre appearance.
Alone. That's what she chooses to be. So she's not alone. This is just funny. He still thinks she's unhappy that she's choosing to be by herself, and that she's jealous of Matt Walsh and his shitty relationships.
Third, Chelsea, if you're really happy, then there's nothing we can say to convince you otherwise. And we aren't trying to convince you of anything.
Uh, well, maybe you're not trying to convince her, but you're trying to convince everybody that women can't be happy unless they have kids. Because, that's what your audience needs to hear, because it all falls into that right-wing BS where women have to have kids.
Yet society is full of people constantly dancing in the streets, waving pom-poms in the air, shouting into megaphones about how they're so proud of themselves and so happy with their lifestyle choices. You're just one in a large crowd carrying on this way. I can't.
Yep, and there's nothing wrong with people expressing how happy they are.
Can't help but notice that there's a certain and unmistakable insecurity to the whole routine. If you're truly happy with how you've chosen to live and confident in those choices, then you wouldn't feel the need to announce the fact.
Yeah, and the one reason why she did this, besides that it's funny, she knew people like you would melt down and flip out, and it's hilarious, because you'd have, and it's hilarious.
You certainly wouldn't get all bent out of shape by people who criticize you and respond with a video insulting the looks and listing your professional achievements. I mean, in your original segment, in order to convince us that you're happy, you showed us photos from your Instagram. Because, of course, we all know that nobody's ever painted a misleading and rosy picture of their own lives on Instagram. Indeed, Instagram is renowned for giving totally unvarnished and completely accurate insights into the lives of others. Everyone knows that if...
Well, Matt Walsh, the guy not trying to convince her that she's unhappy, still wants to try to claim that she's unhappy. Wow. Are you trying to convince yourself that she's unhappy? Because more than anything, you're trying to just convince yourself that she's unhappy so that you can feel better about yourself. Oh, Chelsea Handler pretends she's happy about not having kids, but secretly she's unhappy because only women can be happy once they have kids. And I feel better about myself because my wife has a kid, and that's the only way she can be happy, because other than that, I can't even make her happy, which says a lot about you, Matt Walsh. You can't make your wife happy.
If somebody looks happy on Instagram, they must be really happy people. We all know that. And then in this video, you added to your happiness resume by talking about your Netflix special and your best-selling books.
Yep, she's talking about how much more funny she is and how better at writing she is compared to you.
I'm beginning to detect a whiff of desperation here, Chelsea. I don't believe that you're really all that happy. And what's more, I don't believe that you believe it.
This is hilarious. Because he doesn't believe she's happy. That means she secretly isn't happy. It's like, what kind of weird paranoia is he suffering from? This is just truly strange.
Our culture is full of people trying to convince themselves that they're happy by convincing everyone else first. It's a sad spectacle to watch, frankly. And if I keep watching, I'll wind up as sad as you. So instead, I
Nah, you're a whole lot sadder, my dude.
will leave you to your pretend happiness and simply say, you are today canceled.
And I love this segment. He doesn't believe in cancel culture, but he made a segment where it's called Canceled, and he quote unquote cancels people. The right wing is truly into cancel culture, even though they claim to not be. That's why they're all about boycotts, banning books, and various other things that can be considered cancel culture.